All right, the markets remain on COVID Delta variant watch, with profit taking continuing in some sectors, notably those cyclicals. Yahoo Finance senior healthcare reporter Anjali Kamlani is here with the latest on the COVID front. Before we even talk about that market impact to the variant, Anjali, Pfizer getting full approval of its COVID vaccine this morning.
That's right, Brian. And we were expecting this report surfaced late Friday, suggesting that the full approval was going to come as early as this week, and in some reports as early as Monday. And the FDA really pulled through with a morning approval just minutes ago with that full approval for the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which opens the door for mandates, which is what a lot of people are really focused on for that full approval. So right now, that vaccine approved for anyone ages 16 and older, and really going to be playing a role, we anticipate, in the mandates. We're seeing already, we've seen some states pull out employee mandates, and now just this morning, New York City saying that teachers will have to be vaccinated for this school year. So a lot of that going on, and this should set up sort of a more secure legal front, some experts hope, for more mandates to come through.
Yeah, and it seems like we've already had some employers who are saying if you're in the office, you have to be vaccinated as well. But of course, Anjali, what we know about the Delta variant has been changing rapidly, so that vaccines don't provide as much protection, right, as we once thought that they did. And so how does that play into all of this? And what do we know about, boosters? What are they going to do, or developments of other vaccines entirely that will help against Delta?
There's a lot to unpack there, Julie. So let's start off with the not as protective. No, this is exactly the conversation that a lot of people are having right now. And that is, boosters are part of the conversation, and whether or not they should be called boosters is a question. Experts are looking at previous diseases that, we use boosters for previous infections, and whether or not they are actual boosters or what will be known as basically a 3-dose protection. And so that's the conversation in sort of the science sphere right now, whether or not we know that COVID vaccines will need those 3 shots, or in the case of Johnson & Johnson, 2, if and when that comes through. And so that's part of the conversation. The other part is as protective as we once thought. So as it stands right now, a lot of health experts are pointing to the fact that the vaccine was supposed to protect against severe disease and against infection, symptomatic infection to a degree. It already wasn't 100% on that front. So what we're seeing with breakthrough cases is expected. And so when it comes to the severe part of it, the hospitalizations and severe illness, that's the part that's still largely holding up. And so that gives experts the confidence that it's still doing the job that it should. So this goes back to earlier conversations where experts pointed to the fact that most vaccines will have iterations and versions, and really need to focus on that and what that means, which plays into the last part of your question, which is what are other vaccines coming out there? We know Novavax is in line. We know that around the world there are some other vaccines also in queue. And so those based on different platforms will offer different types of protection. So we're getting to that point where there's going to be more competition for vaccines in the market, in the global market, largely speaking. And it'll be really interesting to see how that all plays out.
Anjali, I'm going to call them enhancers. I like that better than boosters. Enhancers. Okay. Fair enough. Anjali, come on.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Okay. All right. I'm glad I have a follower on board. Thank you so much.